Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Andrea. Today it's a little bit of a different type of video. I have struggled probably my whole life with this type of thing. So dry hands, not just dry, but peely and flaky, and to the point where it cracks. The skin is so thin because it keeps peeling, and it's so thin that it gets dry, right? So it cracks, and it is so painful, and it seems like forever to heal. So over the years, a little disclaimer here, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a person that has dealt with it pretty much my whole life. My actually, it started with my heels, my skin on the foot. It would get so bad, it would peel in such thickness that it was not pretty to look at, and it was not feeling any better than what it looked. So anyways, I'm just a person dealing with it. These are my tips, what I've come across that actually help while this transition goes. Is I seem to get it when the seasons change. So like from, for example, kind of like the dogs when they shed, right? Like from from summer to fall, and then also from like winter to spring. I get it here and there, like dry hands and all that, but the most and the main, like the worst it gets is then. So I don't know if it has to do with the weather or not. I just know that it affects me, and I know that I'm not the only one. I did go to the doctor many years ago. Actually, I did a bunch of times, and nothing really got resolved. They gave me all kinds of stuff, but it really didn't help. So I just stopped trying. So I have found things that work for me, and hopefully you'll find a tip or two here that actually will help you with this craziness, because I can't call it anywhere else, anyhow else. So these are the condition of my hands. I've had it like this for about, I'd say, a month. It starts easily, and then it starts to get worse and worse. I get it like my thumbs and the pointers are the ones that get the worst, but then the other ones too. And sometimes it gets like a little red underneath, and then it peels off. It gets so hard that when I'm trying to type on the phone, it gives me different letters, different numbers, because it does not recognize, it doesn't touch properly on the touchpad. So these are some of the things that help me transition easier and get better faster. So first of all, you want to clip them because it catches on everything. I mean, clothes, hair, if you have long hair, and it scratches. It scratches so like bad that when I when I go to mess with my girls, or I just caress them, and it's like, mommy, it's scratchy, so I have to not use my fingers there. I try to use the other ones, but almost all of them have it. Like these two don't have it, and this one doesn't have it out of all of them, but all of them have it. So it's like, what do I do, right? And it catches on their hair. If I want to do their hair, it catches. So trim them up and make them as flash to the skin as possible without hurting. So I found that these clippers work the best because they're meant for cuticles, and they're like really sharp and precise. So it gets really to the bottom of it, and it's really nice to clean up, and it just does the best job that from what I've noticed. Another thing is that you want to keep it moisturized. You definitely need the moisture there to help it, first of all with the scratchiness and all that, but then to heal. And what I noticed is that when you have like raw skin like this and it's very thin, you definitely want to use something that's good for you. So things with ceramide, things with oatmeal, things with shea butter, all kinds of butters that are very non-allergenic. So it won't cause you any allergic reaction, because you don't want that. And then also that it will keep it moisturized longer. So I have like I have lotions everywhere. This is actually what I use. I know it's a body lotion, and this is like fragrance free, and it's 6 non-added formula. It's a Korean brand. I've tried the US ones too, but they seem like these ones, not just that it holds on good, but it holds on longer. And also I got this one, the last, and it's even thicker. And this one has the ceramides in there, and it's a 10 non-added formula. It's a mild Derma formula with 10 non-added, which means that it doesn't contain as many irritants as other brands might. So they take them out of the formulation, which it makes a huge difference. And this actually is much thicker, and it holds on better. These ones do amazing. I use it year round for my body and also for my hands. I have one of these in the girls' bedrooms on the end table, my end table, in the living room. And then for something else that you want to do is keep a hand cream or whatever lotion that you want. If you want a decanter on it, these are a little too big for my car, but I will keep something like this in the car because I need it. I noticed that I go pick up the girls or I go somewhere and they're so dry it hurts. Like it physically hurts. They're so dry, and then when they're dry like this, they crack. So if I go like this, see my thumb, and I kind of do it to where it's like opening good, you can see like up there, it's like really making some indentations because the skin is so thin. It's just yeah, it's not pretty, but this definitely helps. So I keep something like this. This has shea butter. It doesn't have to be this one. It doesn't have to be any of these ones. You pick what you like the best, but do keep in mind that butters and ceramides and oatmeal will help with the situation. So this one is from Nubian Heritage. It seems to be working really nice. It's got vitamin E, which you want. It's a good ingredient to have, and it's got shea butter, soy milk. It has frankincense and myrrh, which I'm okay with, but if you're not okay with, don't use it. But yeah. And then if you are a woman and you have a purse and you're gonna, be gone to work or that, put something in your purse. Have it on hand, because with so much washing of the hands and people that use sanitizers, I'd rather wash my hands than use sanitizer, because sanitizer they have alcohols, and most of the formulas are not very moisturizing. Some of them are okay and they don't really dry out your skin, but even with that, they have alcohols in there for a reason, and they're gonna dry out in time. So I'd rather just wash my hands and then just put a lotion or a cream on to keep it moisturized. One thing you do not want to do is keep your hands wet. So as soon as you're done with what you're doing, wipe your hands dry and then apply your cream, your moisturizer, whatever you're putting on. That will help tremendously. Another thing you do want to do is have a pair of gloves. If you're going out jogging and all that, it's cold outside now. Well, it shouldn't be this cold, but it is. Like all the hurricanes and all that kind of messed with the weather here in Michigan, and we've had quite a spell of cold and not as it should be for this time of year, but it is. So if you're gonna go outside and it's like not winter, use something like this to keep the cold off your hands. It will definitely make a difference. Now, if it's winter, definitely use the heavy duty one, not this one. This won't do. But these are good for, being out and about, like when you're walking, jogging, all that. What I have noticed is that if at nighttime, if my if my hands are really bad at nighttime, after I put my lotion on, I put it a little more thicker. I'm gonna show my dingy ones because I've used them. This is my second pair. I have 2 pairs, but they're cotton gloves. So of course mine are quite stainy because of all of the cream and oils that contains and butters that contain, and over time they will stain. So maybe get a different color, but all I found was white, so I did get white. But put a pair of cotton gloves on. Do not put the other ones. Don't put just the plastic ones. Those will do the opposite. Don't use the plastic ones or anything like that. A cotton pair of gloves does the best. Kind of like with your feet, you know, when you want to have like nice soft feet and you just put that and put a pair of socks on. That's what these do. They hold the moisture in there, but without causing it to sweat, because when it sweats, there's moisture gathering there, and then it evaporates, and then it takes the moisture off. That's why you don't want your hands to be dry, because wet. That's why you don't want your hands to be wet, because once they dry, all of that does, it just takes the moisture off of it too. So you don't want that. Yeah, that will not help. I jotted some things down. Let's see. Yes. So when you're washing around the house, like of course wash your hands and do your shower and do all that. Keep yourself, you know, clean and sanitized. But when you're washing your dishes, when you're doing cleaning around the house, and you know you're gonna use water, use a pair of gloves, cleaning gloves, dish gloves, anything like that that's cotton lined, because you know when you're working like that you're gonna sweat, and if you're gonna sweat and you just have the rubber on against your skin, it creates that moisture in, and it's just not good for your skin to stay that way, especially if it gets damp in there. And if you have this, then you know how it acts. It just is not pretty, and it does not do you any good with this. So definitely use something that's cotton lined. There's all over the place. You don't have to spend a fortune. You just look for the best price and get yourself a pair or two, one for each activity. So that's gonna help. Now the funny thing is, when your skin is like this, it stains, and it stains very easily. So if you have it like this, you've noticed that when you're doing something that has color, it will stain around. And so just be aware of that. That way you're not going out with stained hands and then trying to scrub it off of your skin, which will do even worse. So I think that's pretty much what I did. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've noticed that helps for me. And I thought I'll make this so that if you are struggling with these, there's some tips that maybe you didn't think of. There's some tips that maybe you haven't come across. So definitely, biggest thing here is keep them trimmed, keep them moisturized. That's the huge thing. And try to carry a lotion, hand cream, something, a cream around you, with you when you're gone, so that you can actually moisturize on the go. So I hope this has helped you a little bit to kind of get a little better, get a little understanding on what helps with these type of problems. Because it is a problem. It's a huge problem. It really messes with your day-to-day activity, and you're gonna say yes if you have it, because these two thumbs of mine, I mean the thumb and the pointer, they are so dry, and they're so thin. The skin is so thin there that it hurts. And when it gets to the point where it kind of peels another layer, it's just not pretty. It doesn't feel good. So anyways, if you come across something that I haven't touched on or haven't discovered, please let me know down below, and let other people know too, because this is for everybody to benefit and to get better. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna link down below as much as I can the things that I mentioned, and then if you have anything else to add, please add them in the comments down below. Up until I see you guys next time, you take care of your skin, and hopefully you get better, because this is not good. I'll see you guys. Bye.